Okay, so this is attempt number 2 at a Let's Play of ETS. Obviously my iMudge, as you can see right there, says my mud. I did try to make a video before, but for some reason my OBS decided it didn't want to actually record the game, so I was talking to a black screen. And as much as that could be interesting to blind people, I'm sure it's not quite so interesting. All I did before, if the game even is going to load, or not, is I edited my profile, made sure that my mods were working, which they weren't the first time, so it crashed the game, and then I had to reload it. And now it's going through all the info stuff and loading up to say, hey, you've got these mods on, and I was wanting to give it a moment. I don't know what it is, but for some reason my system seems to take a moment longer to decide that everything's there. It runs perfectly fine, but yeah, it does all this stuff. So yes, let's see, I've got the 2 packs from SCS and AI Traffic from Jersey Cat, Painted Trucks from Jersey Cat. This one here just adds colour photos, such as Jeremy Clarkson. This stuff here is stuff that used to work, but now with the TSM map, I'm pretty sure this stuff is actually included in TSM, so you no longer need to run it separately. What I needed to add back in is this, I think, which could crash the game, in which case you probably never see this video. But this one reduces the size of my mirror, my digital mirror. So we'll just keep that going, get bar, continue game, and as you see, truck sim is at 5.4 at the moment. I don't have a face cam, by the way, if you're wondering. And there you go, the game crashed. So it was obviously that mod that crashed the game. We shall endeavour to get it back. Right, well, you know, it's back. That music is really loud. So, we'll edit the profile once again. Turn that mod back off. And which means maybe it wasn't that mod. Yeah, that's right, because it was that mod. Spiegel? So it's another language, I don't know. So yes, when you're modding ETS, it's pretty much trial and error. You just need to make sure that they're all up to date or not. Yes. So okay. When we first did it, I decided that we'd put my company in Madrid, and normally you don't have Madrid as a starting location because you're normally restricted to most of Europe, but there are parts of Europe missing. I've lowered the music level in the game, and I've done all my controls and set up my steering wheel and done my graphic options. And so this job, which as you can see is Madrid to Madrid, currently shifting a ventilation shaft, is the very first job you'll get out of the tutorial. It always gives you one job to think that, voila, Madrid. I don't know if it actually looks anything like Madrid, I've never been there, so, and blah 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 blah. I've heard it 20 million times. You can pause the video and read that if you really want. Right, and we decided. Was there a reason that my truck doesn't start? We just need to go through. Oh wait, wait. Once I find where the controls were. Right. I think activate. That should be right. That. Now I have to go through and find where the start engine is. I know the default is E for engine. This shouldn't take long. Stop engine. There we go. I can't recall then what activate does. I think that might actually be it. Okay, let's try that again. It's alive! Although it's alive in an Iveco thing. Yes. Our first job, and my steering wheel is pretty badly out of sync. So let's all do this job. Let's take a quick look at what we're moving. Yes, it's remarkably phallus shaped, and this is our very boring truck. At this point we don't actually own the truck, so we're people that are just driving whatever we're given by the company. And I'm actually in the wrong lane. And we're going to make sure that we're not going to smash into anything inside. AI seems to like going, no, go ahead. Just kidding. And then driving into the side of your truck, costing you money. Normally I don't drive Iveco. I really do like the design of the truck, but you know they're not the best trucks. If you want the best truck, hands down the best truck in the game is the high tier Volvo. It's simply got the best engine, best all round responsiveness to being a truck. Now we need to pull forward pretty far because our trailer is quite long. Most people will try and put the head out the side of the cab, and there's a good chance that I could actually hit the side of that other trailer. So let's try that again. Right, most people will do the whole that way, or maybe they'll try doing their backing like that. Personally, I find it completely pointless, and you don't need to do that. You can, if you watch your mirrors well enough, you can simply back your truck in perfectly every time. All you need to do is be aware of what sides go where. Left is right, right is left. And then you get your trailer to pretty much on the white lines, and there we go. And take it out of reverse to shut up that annoying beep, and drop it off. Excellent. Blah, and yes, we're level 1 newbie. Continue. Now I'm as free as the wind because I don't have a job. It'll drop me back to the main window. Ah, okay. This is your headquarters. It looks like complete crap, but it's yours. Isn't it pretty? And unfortunately you don't have any trucks. You probably do have some homeless guy sleeping in there that you have to chase out every night with a broom. But anyway, so we've got a job market. And I can't do freight market because I don't own a truck. So we're going to do a thing. Now, maybe it didn't add the companies that it was supposed to add. Well, we'll do this job anyway. It's a tough job. Yeah, we'll do this one, and then in a couple of minutes I'll pause back and go back and redo the companies, because maybe I was wrong. Maybe those companies aren't included in TSM. So I'll be driving Scania right here. Well, Scanias are pretty good. Helps to be in gear. And we'll take a look at what we're doing. There's our digger. So start off with, all you're doing is building money. You could immediately go to the bank. That's something you could do, I guess. We'll decide to use indicators. They often help. Just make sure there's no oncoming traffic, such as that green car that just pulled out in front of us. But no worries. Yeah, we're not hauling multiple tonnage here. I mean, God forbid I should actually hit your car. In town, the speed limit is, of course, 50k. I'm not sure why my GPS is in miles at the moment. Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Suppose we should have our indicator on. So now, I don't drive myself, so there are small nuances of driving, such as roundabouts, that I have no idea about. You have new mail. It's rubbish mail telling me that there's banks out there that are prepared to give me lots of money, and Jesus Christ. So in town, as I say, 50k, and 50k in Europe is 30 miles an hour for those that go by an English road. It makes me think, because I thought I put the GPS onto American systems in preparation for ETS, which makes me wonder if that means that America is miles like England. We could get it in there and get all green, but we'll straighten up the truck a little bit. And there you go. That's the second job done. We went an entire distance of 1 whole mile. Continue. Oh, we have a skill point. Okay. Skill points. ADR is your explosives, acids, and all the chemicals that you hope to hear about blowing up somewhere in the news. Long distance is pretty self-explanatory. The more distance you have, the further you can drive. High value is actually the heavier cargoes, such as heli choppers, diggers, cranes, all the heavy stuff is pretty much high value stuff. There are some of the lower stuff, but mostly it's heavy. Fragile cargo is your general goods, but such as furniture, glassware, oranges, and stuff like that. Just in time is, I'm not really sure what cargo just in time sort of does, but it lets you sort of more tighter, and eco driving is your fuel economy for a truck. But first of all, our first point that we'll have is long distance. Because if we go to our map, you see that I'm in Madrid. There's not actually many cities nearby Madrid, which means that I'll probably be only doing a maximum of this range at the moment. So, we'll jump out of that and we'll check what other email. See, brand new Iveco trucks for sale. Oh, there you go. See, it was just telling me there's an Iveco dealer in Toulouse. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but yeah, we can go there. Now that I know that the game's actually working, we'll save the game and we'll call it Let's Play. Our company name somewhere is because we're in Madrid, Spain, we decided to go with a quasi-bad Spanish name of El Gato. So we're the cat industries because we're cool as cats. Right. So save the game. We'll go back to profiles. I'll make sure that things are on. Edit the profile again. And apparently it didn't add those things. Then you saw that I was picking the job for companies like Proceed and I can't remember the other ones. It's been so long since I played with default companies that I have no idea. Default companies are great if you're starting out and don't know how to mod, but if you do, then having the other companies in there is a lot better. It's like, aha, I can do a job for UPS, DHL, TNT, I think there's FedEx in there. I don't really see them much. Let's wait for it to load up again. You always need to make sure that you have every part of a mod installed. Like if you forget one, then you'll see what happens. It crashes the game. Now when we go to job market, quick job, you see I now have companies such as JCB, FedEx. Well, there you go. So yeah, FedEx wanted to prove me up. Everything's FedEx. So I guess we'll do a job for FedEx. We'll go from what's that? Renault. Sure, why not? We'll experience the various trucks. This is a Renault. Renault are the only ones, apparently, smart enough to actually put the front mirror where you can actually see it. So, yes, Renault cabs are pretty plain, but good at the same time. Start it up. Start it up again. There is the option to simply have automatic engine turn on, but we don't like that because trucks do not automatically start when you press the brake. As I was saying in my other video that you never saw, is that I use a steering wheel. I use a Driving Force GT, so it's awesomeness. But I don't have a clutch, which means that the best I can do is sequential. Yeah. And sequential's great. You know, you can skip the gears. So I could go, when I started off, I could have gone from 1 to 3rd, 3rd to 6th, and whatnot. Yes, indicators are annoying, but it's how I drive. I tend to try and obey all the road rules. If you're watching the other mirror, like the left-hand, right-hand mirror, you'll see that I pull out kind of wide, but not into the other lane. Oh dear God. Okay, this place is one of those places. Now, I could spend the next 5 minutes trying to park this trailer, but I'll show you one of the other features that are in the game, because I really hate parking here, because in order to back up your trailer, it is really freaking annoying. We have to watch that ute behind us, and we're not actually going to make the turn. I bet the guy that owns that ute's watching us very carefully at the moment. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to make that turn. So what we do is we'll try and get our trailer back to a point where we can sort of turn it. Actually, screw that. No. I'll simply park the trailer. One of the problems of having, you know, a modded game is that they often give you places with really hard things. You can park excellently without touching a single car. I do it all the time in my game, because in my normal single player game I have to park. I can't do what I'm about to do. But as you can see from my GPS thing that says auto parking. To skip parking the trailer and complete the delivery, you will miss precise parking bonus points. Press select. And my trailer's parked. And yeah, normally there would be, I'd get more points. Sure, I get tiny little. I got 1 XP for that. just so this is drivers money. We'll do one last quick job for this episode. We get to drive a Volvo, and we're going to America. It's not actually America, but you know. We're going to slightly longer distance this time. We get to drive one of the FH16 Volvos. They're pretty awesome. I don't know how I feel about my GPS being in miles. I'm actually Scottish, so you know, for me it's fine. I do miles, but here in Australia, I think we do K. I don't know, because I'm currently living in Australia, which is where this video is coming from, and I'm pretty sure we do K like most of Europe, and there's no traffic there apart from that bus. But he's not going to get to us before we can do this. And we'll continue on. How far is it? 6 hours. Jesus Christ. Maybe this will be a slightly longer episode than half an hour than I thought. If the game hadn't crashed, that would have been nice. But it will serve, the game crashing serves as a thing of making sure that your mods are working. Onto this lane. I have my GPS going because apparently this truck doesn't actually have a GPS. No, don't actually notice that. But most trucks have a GPS. And so it's normally around about there on the dash. I can't actually see the lights, so I'm going to have to hope. Aha, yep. It's one of the issues I find in driving in Europe is the lights aren't very well placed for driving giant trucks around the streets. So you have to rely on the glow inside your cab or other traffic to give you the idea that when it's moving. As this truck isn't ours, we get it used from the last guy. I'm going to say the last guy's name is Bob, or Jose actually, seeing as we're in Spain, or Hispano. And Jose didn't fill the truck up before he left. Left it at the compound, which means that I'm probably going to have to stop and fuel the truck. And so about my mods, as you saw, it adds companies to it. The other trucks you can see driving around here have various paint jobs, and that's one of the things that it does. It makes it, because otherwise they'll just be blue or green or red or stuff, but it also adds more variation to the traffic. I think there's bikers somewhere. We saw one before. Let's see if I can get across this road. But yeah, see, I have set up my light horn. You don't really need your light horn in game. Horn, air horn. AI doesn't care about your horns. It doesn't care how horny you might be and how much you want to press your horn. The AI simply doesn't care. You're never going to get the AI to respond to a horn. We're actually speeding at the moment, but yeah, it's fine. We'll drop down and cruise control. There you go. So now I can take my foot off the accelerator and just keep on rolling. I might change my GPS at some point back so it reads K's. While I can do the maths, I was never good at maths and I hated maths. So you can do maths well enough, and it'll always tell me what the speed limit is in miles, I guess. Although it'll lie a lot. Standard rule is your GPS is lying. It says 80, but the speed limit here is actually 90. So we'll get up to 55 miles an hour. That's 90k. Go through the ends. So at the moment I'm not even touching my steering wheel or my pedals, and we're just letting the truck drive itself. If anyone out has probably seen that Simpsons episode where Homer drives the truck for Big Red. That's pretty much what modern day trucks are like. And of course, you see all those wash and driving videos of trucks crashing into things, and they're not. They're probably slightly older trucks. But yeah, see, it's about now that I'd have my radio on, and my radio would be great. I could listen to the radio and listen to music. It's like, oh, awesome! I'm listening to music. La 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 la, and it's not so immensely quiet. But for now, we won't have our radio on. And we'll just drive along and dooba-dooba-doo. Petrol station. And pull out in front of this car. It's not like he's going to complain. We'll stop at the petrol station and we'll get some fuel. Always use your indicators. And coming there a bit fast, they're not really going to care. Bing! Turn off the engine. And fill them up. Oh yeah, won't tell me the gallons. There we go. You didn't see it because of how fast I was moving, but let's just say someone from the gas station came out with a F-post thing and we swiped, or we filled up. Maybe it's some electronic thing that says the company is paid for fuel, because as the message said, fuel is paid for by the company that I'm doing this job for at the moment. Ooh. So I didn't actually have to pay for it, which is all good. I'll continue on our way for the next 5 hours and 5 minutes. And we press our resume cruise control, and it'll automatically take me back up to 55 miles an hour. And continue on, and bright sunny Spain. Normally I would say once you find a driving position that you like, use that. However you feel most comfortable driving, stick to that. And so, you know, from inside the cab, such as probably should be driving inside the cab, to doing the outside view. The outside view, you can hear a lot more. The truck's a lot louder and a lot more sensitive to the steering wheel. But you can sort of drive around like in this mode if you want. The steering's hypersensitive at the moment, so, but we can look around and go, hello, flowers, great. But we'll go back inside our truck because that was immensely loud. See, I don't actually know the countryside of Madrid or Spain, so I don't know how accurate this is. You know, maybe it's greener than it is. I don't know if Madrid actually does wind power. Does it? But we'll continue on. And yeah, 4 hours is going to be an awfully long time for me to continue speaking to nobody. Though, then again, I do speak to nobody most of my life. But my psychiatrist says that's fine. Yes, I mean, you know, we don't get to look around as much. But, you know, if you feel comfortable enough that you can look around your cab while you're driving, such as on big straights like this, or maybe somewhere in Europe on the Autobahn, just look around a bit more. But we try to watch where I'm going most of the time. So yes, I'm doing 90, which if you have your speed limiter turned on, this is the fastest you'll be able to go. Now, I don't have mine turned on because every so often, once in a while, there is a need to actually be able to go faster to overtake. Which is a thing of, there are situations where it's safer for you to go a little bit faster than traffic is moving whatnot. So, yeah. I also don't have my fatigue simulation turned on, although apparently I do. Whoops. Should be paying attention to the road. But normally I don't have fatigue simulation turned on. It's not going to matter on this trip because we're going to be there in 3 hours, and 3 hours game time, which is probably something like 15 minutes, which could make this episode extremely long, actually. But so we'll continue doing this. Yeah, I don't have my fatigue simulation turned on, but I always ensure that my character sleeps, because much like real world, you need to sleep, and so I don't have it turned on, but I normally always try and get my character to a petrol station or parking lot or something where I can park and sleep at around 11, between 11 and 12 p.m. and then I sleep, and it's morning. Because the in-game you have to sleep thing doesn't sort of allow for when you're actually awake and doing trips across the English Channel, for example, will throw it out of whack, and it'll force you to sleep at 7 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, I don't want to sleep then. In fact, I wouldn't sleep then. But for the company purposes, by law, truck drivers are only allowed to drive, it's 10 hours a day, and then they have to sleep. Once this truck, damn Humvee drivers, we almost hit that blue car, because AI is not your friend. They won't slow down. They very seldomly do they actually let you go through through an intersection. I was completely out of stomach. You should have stayed in that lane. Best, so yeah, AI will do their best to make you have a bad day, such as, for whatever reason, these cars in front of me, this car and truck, are now doing probably not even 40 miles an hour. Just to be freaking annoying. So I've got places to be, people. I think my steering sensitivity is still a little bit too high. I need to drop it a little bit. Starting as a truck driver, well, I did actually used to do this kind of stuff. I used to drive the cars off the boat onto the truck, and my father drove the truck from the wharf to the car lot, and then I took the cars off the truck and into the showrooms and whatnot. It was great fun. I enjoyed it, but you never want to slam on your brakes, like just press down on your brakes and that's it. And to fitter your brakes when going into a stop, because even in game you can actually damage your trailer, and if you damage your trailer, generally speaking, your trailer is going to damage you. And see, this guy is overtaking me like, why? Now you're stuck behind a car and a truck. Congratulations. Yes. You have small conversations with yourself while driving about AI. It's a great attempt from SCS, and there are some really bad drivers out there, so who knows, maybe they're based on every bad driver SCS ever came across. But if I'm stuck behind these guys for the next hour, I'm not going to be impressed. Obviously they're not doing 90k, so once the truck gets up to speed, I'll drop my cruise control down, and there's now doing 45 miles, which is still too fast. 40 miles, which is probably still too fast. So at the moment, I'm guessing they're probably doing 55k, which is immensely annoying. I could do that. There is some really pretty scenery to be done, and like when you take photos, the photo mode in game, you can look around at the scenery, such as that church that's off to our side there. See, I really want an Oculus Rift. That would be great if I can just have an Oculus Rift, because then I wouldn't need my digital mirrors. Like, my digital mirror is the one in the top right. It's the one that lets me see the other side of my truck, because that mirror is too far away for me to watch while using my mouse. But obviously the mirrors on my left are never going to be an issue, because I can see fine out of those. Oh dear God, we're going even slower now. So you can get distracted and distract yourself and do stuff. Normally I'd be listening to the radio, as I was saying, so that would be distracting me. I probably wouldn't notice that we're going so immensely slow. Oh yeah, the other thing that my mods do is change the petrol stations, such as Shell, as we can see here. We're going past. Shell isn't in game. It's not in the default game. Obviously, SCS did the best they could with the trucks, and such as they got Volvo, Iveco, all that kind of stuff. But they didn't have license to do, petrol stations and all those advertising stuff that companies are probably going to charge for. However, free modding community doesn't have to worry about that. So modders have added it into the game. I have hiccups. It's a good thing we're coming up to our destination, because this episode is going to be awfully long. Well, that's the first episode. We'll go from there. You don't have to be a perfect driver, but every point you can get for an excellent delivery, every dollar you can get out of it for being on time and no damage to your truck, especially to the trailer, which is what the companies care mostly about. Is a benefit to you. Personally, I don't like doing bank loans, because you're always paying back money for a very long time. But that scared that guy, because that was really close. I came around that corner a little too fast. But yeah, next episode we'll start it up, and I'll start the next episode once we get to where we're going. Maybe. Or maybe I'll do the next episode some other time, because I could do with coffee and a cigarette and whatnot. And because of new laws, you're not allowed to smoke inside the truck. See, you can make up your own games inside the game. I'm a role player, and I'm not allowed to smoke in the truck. The company says that inside the truck you can't smoke, which is pretty freaking stupid. But it's their truck, and they don't have to employ me. They can go, well, then you're fired. Goodbye, have fun. I'm actually still getting used to a left-hand cab. Because Australia is a British Commonwealth, we actually drive on the other side of the road. We drive on the left, and our steering wheel's on the right. But of course, this is Euro truck, and because we started in Madrid, we have a European truck. Well, particularly, I guess we have the Spanish trucks, but I don't actually know if there are any Spanish trucks. Well, apparently we turn in here. So you always watch your mirrors when going around corners to ensure that you actually get through where you're going without your trailer snagging something. Such as a car that tries to merge into you. Crap. We were supposed to turn now. Oh well. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Let's try that again, shall we? Rightio. That's the turn we wanted. Wait for the red light. I think we're going in there. Which is great, because it's not the supermarket. I really hate that supermarket place. For the VTC that I work for, you almost caught the trailer there. For my VTC that I work for, which is a virtual trucking company, I have to park the trailer, which means that in that situation I would have had to have done the parking myself rather than the auto park. Yeah, my steering's way too sensitive. Right, bing, put on the neutral, put on the parking brake, and we made it! We did an excellent job! Which means that we didn't touch a single thing. Even 1% damage, or like just a scratch on the paint, would make it very good rather than excellent. As you can see, 830 XP. And continue. Now we have 2 unassigned skill points. So, what do we want to do? We're on fragile parking and eco driving. At the moment, 6 to 7 hour trips are fine. We'll continue with that. At some point we'll do high value, but in the meantime I'm just going to be doing long distance, fragile, eco driving, and then probably some ADR. Apply that. So yes, that's it. That's it for episode 1. Almost 54 minutes, including the game crash. It's always fun. So, I'll see you next time for the next episode. Till then, party on, Wayne! Party on, Golf!